Hey everybody, Andrew Jensen here, Mr. Andrew or Andy, however you know me. I'm about to test for my Taekwondo black belt. Wow. So it was 2019 and my son, who was 7 at the time, needed an activity. So we enrolled him at Yong-In. Sometimes I would take him to class and I would watch. I'd just sit there on the sidelines and I found it really hard to just sit still. The masters and the instructors, their energy was really contagious, and it just made me want to run out there on the mat and start doing jumping jacks and push-ups and throwing kicks and stuff. My daughter turned 5 later that year and she wanted to join Taekwondo. That's what she wanted for her birthday. She wanted to join Taekwondo with her brother. And I thought, well, if she's gonna get into it, maybe this is a perfect time for me to jump in too. Get out there on the mat and do it with my kids, share a new interest with my kids. Right after my daughter and I got our first belt promotion, the yellow stripe, COVID-19 happened. Wow. Everything's shutting down, schools and churches and restaurants and businesses. Even the playground in our neighborhood shut down. Life changed for everybody basically overnight. Classes on Zoom and so much content put up on YouTube was really a blessing to all of us, the whole Yong-In family. Even though we felt really isolated during that time, Yong-In, in the best way that they could, gave us back that community and gave us that healthy outlet. A lot of afternoons, the kids and I would get together in the living room and train together in front of the TV on a live Zoom class or with the YouTube videos. And we even had a belt testing via Zoom. And Master Kim and Master Ko came to our house and hand delivered our new belts to us. Watching my kids struggle and overcome were some of the best parts of Taekwondo for me. Watching them learning their forms and struggling, encouraging them, training with them, struggling with them, and succeeding with them. I was always amazed at my kids' perseverance. My son's intense focus with Pumse, even when I thought he wasn't paying attention. My daughter was always really determined with her board breaking. She would struggle with breaking and she never wanted to do it. But it was a part of the curriculum, so you had to. She never got upset. She never quit. She never cried when she struggled to break a board. Sometimes she'd have to try like 5 to 10 times to do a break. But she never gave up. And eventually she always did it. It's those moments that just make you so proud as a dad. There've been a lot of great little moments. My kids, giddy with excitement to get assigned by the master or instructor to stand next to daddy in class. Tying our new belts on each other after a successful belt test. Establishing family traditions like going out to Chick-fil-A for milkshakes after a belt test. Joining demo team with my son and performing our skills in front of cheering crowds. I really got to share some incredible times with my son and daughter while we were training. Hand in hand, we went all the way from white belt to Bodan belt together. I knew deep down that they were both kind of losing interest in Taekwondo. And they probably wouldn't be going for black belt. And you really have to want it. Your heart really has to be in it. They both decided they wanted to try some other things, some other activities. So we decided to let them take a break from it for a while. It was tough on me. I remember driving home from the dojang after what would be their last class with me. Yeah, I shed some tears, knowing that we were closing this chapter. But man, we had some great and unforgettable times. My kids assumed that since they were stopping training, that Daddy would quit too. Nope. Taekwondo became something that I fell in love with, and I was gonna keep going. So what's Bodan belt? It's the belt level that comes right before black belt. Bodan belt is the belt level where you review all the knowledge and skills that you've learned from all the color belts that you've gone through. White belt all the way through black stripe belt. Bodan belt is where it all comes together. All those pieces together that you've learned through all your color belts, and you refine and you improve all your technique. The end goal is to be able to demonstrate every skill that you've learned during your Taekwondo journey thus far. Bodan training is a long journey. I've had this belt for about 1.5 years, training that whole time to prepare for black belt testing. I think back to preparing for my first of 4 tip tests. When I was going through the color belts, I would train the form for that belt, and then I would test for it. After the test, I would just forget the form completely. Just move on to the next one. So here I am, getting ready for my first Bodan tip test, where I have to do 3 forms. And I was struggling like you wouldn't believe. Forgetting movements, I was mixing up the forms. I was a mess. I was like in despair. Like, how am I supposed to do this? I can't do 3 forms. How am I supposed to do 9 for my black belt test? Ultimately, I looked around at all the other black belts at Yong-In, and I thought, all these people have somehow done this. They've done this thing that I'm struggling so hard with. So it's not impossible. I just had to change what I was doing. I had to change the way I was thinking. This wasn't gonna be something that was gonna happen overnight. I had to squeeze in training wherever I could. Any spare moment that I would have during the day, I would just like run through a form or 2, making the best of where I was and what I was doing. Like heating up leftovers in the microwave for a couple minutes during lunch. That's enough time to bust out a couple quick Taekwondo forms in the kitchen, right? Head out on the patio in the afternoon for a little bit of quick training time. Training in the living room in the evenings, trying not to kick the furniture. I just kept at it. I just kept doing it, and eventually it stuck. And I passed my first tip test. Here's the real kicker though. The further I went, the easier it got, because you just keep doing what you've been practicing. You just keep doing it and you add on a little bit more after each time you test. So by the time you get to the 4th tip test, you've done all these skills, all of these forms countless times. You just get super comfortable with them. You get better, you get more confident. I'm so thankful to have been able to go on this journey at Yong-In. I've learned lessons in patience, perseverance, leadership, kindness, and courage. I just want to say thanks to everybody at Yong-In who's helped me on this journey. Master Kim, Master Ko, Master Jung, Instructor Eli, all the assistant instructors and masters and interns and staff, and all my classmates that I've trained with throughout the years. Thank you. Hope to continue to train with you for a long time. One last thing. Any parents out there sitting on the sidelines watching your kids, or thinking about getting your kids into Taekwondo, if you can make it work, you should get into it with them. Taekwondo is for everybody. Can't promise it's gonna be easy, but the journey and the memories are all worth it. And like me, you might end up finding a new passion in life. Thanks for watching. Kamsahamnida.